Good evening. We who are about to play salute you. Alright, it's a Sunday night. My wife and I have finally got our baby boy down to sleep. It's Mother's Day. It's been a full-on weekend, but a great weekend. I haven't had any time for game development, unfortunately, so Sword and Sandals Pirates, it's a struggle, but I'm working hard on it. I do have time for one Oli Plays this weekend, and tonight we're going to play one of my favorites. It's an arcade classic and a Sega classic called Wonder Boy in Monsterland. In my dressing gown again, of course. This isn't my bedroom, this is my home office, which just happens to have a bed in there, which is great because it's a spare bedroom. Anyway, I won't make a habit of the dressing gown, but it's damn cold, so indulge me. Alright, Wonder Boy in Monsterland. Now, this version we're playing on the Master System emulator. It's the version I had as a kid, and it did come out in the arcades as well, but I don't remember playing it in the arcade, although I did see it a few times. We're using the 8-bit DOE control, which is, again, great for retro games when it works. Let's see if we can get this loaded up. I had a bit of trouble before with the controllers, because they sometimes turn off, you see, and... Alright, reset. Start. Great, here we go. Welcome to Monsterland. Now, Wonder Boy in Monsterland is the sequel to a game, Wonder Boy, which was very much an arcade classic with a little boy trying to find his girlfriend across many different islands and caves and so on. And the thing everyone remembers about that game was he had a skateboard, which was great. And he would fly around on the skateboard eating junk food and so on. In Wonder Boy in Monsterland, it's much more of a role-playing game. So you actually have upgrades to weapons, you have decisions you have to make as far as the path you take, and you have shops where you can buy things and power-ups, which is great. So let's get into it. Hey, brave man, listen carefully. Don't know why he's got that voice, but why not? The country's fate depends on you. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to destroy the vicious dragon and restore peace. Take the sword and potion with you. I will see you again. Maybe. I'm a little bit tired, so my voices are going to be a bit crap tonight, sorry, but I'll work hard at it. Alright, so since we've talked to that person, this little platform has appeared. See, I've been mucking around, and so I've lost my heart bar up there because I've been a bit slow. That's an arcade thing where, you know, they the longer you take, you lose life, and it's a really cheeky thing for them to do because, you know, you're paying to play, and then they're rushing you along. I guess it's maybe when there was a lot of people queuing up to play these things, they wanted people to move fast. But the Sega Master System version, which I had as a kid, and the version we're playing now, doesn't need a time limit like that. You shouldn't have to speed along like this. You often find hidden gold in walls. Kids game, but you can drink beer. Why not? Ale or mead. If you drink one of these things, you often get a secret, like a clue. Just for fun, let's have a mead. Deathmaster has the key to the next town's gate. Right. Please come again. Alright. So, when you kill monsters, of course, you get gold. Some monsters take a bit more damage than others. This is the first end of round boss. That's a short level, right? And this is the Grim Reaper. Now, the Grim Reaper has a little yellow spot in him, as do all the bosses, to indicate when they're going to die. And he only takes 2 hits. Super easy boss. It's funny, I remember when I was in school and a friend said they'd gotten all the way up to the castle on the 3rd level, and I remember thinking, wow, that's a long way into the game. In reality, it's only about 5 minutes in, because each level is so small. There's 12 rounds in this game, and they do get bigger, but the first level is kind of a tutorial. All in all, if you were really playing through this game fast, you could probably finish it in about 40-45 minutes, I would think. you can pause the game, which I'm not going to, and there's a little cheat. And I remember this from being a kid, where I'd pause it on the Master System, and for some reason, this is before the internet, many years before the internet. I don't know how we found this out, but if you pause the game 73 times, you get 400 gold or something like that. And so we would do this hundreds and hundreds of times just to get enough gold to buy armor and weapons. We can upgrade our boots, which make us a little bit faster. Funny enough, the little monsters in this game actually influenced Swords and Sandals. I wanted shops in Swords and Sandals, and I wanted them to have interesting shopkeepers, not always human, like this little guy here. Leather boots, cloth boots. Can't afford leather, let's get cloth. Oh no, sometimes when you go into a shop and you close it, they lock you out, so you can only visit it once, which is really harsh and not good for their business. But we might be able to afford a shield if I go up here and yeah, great. I still remember that after all those years. Bags of gold in the walls. So shields are very important because you want need to block our arrows. All right, cool. We got a shield now. There's tiered weapons basically. There's the pink outfit, which is the most basic one, and then it goes all the way up to the gold armor, I think, which is the legendary. All right, so we can also buy power-ups, temporary ones. Like I'll get this tornado, and I'll show you what that does. This is kind of fun. So get that hourglass, which will give us a bit more time. But if I press down, you can use it on enemies. Need that shield because these little devils will block you. And while we're blocking this guy, I want to talk a little bit about Wonder Boy and being a kid. When I was a kid in the 80s, this is probably after the Commodore 64, Sega and Nintendo, big rivals. But as a kid, I thought that the rivalry was closer than it was, and I thought Sega were, amazing, and I wanted Wonder Boy in Monsterland. Now I loved Super Mario Brothers, and I never had a Nintendo, and I actually thought that Wonder Boy was more popular than Super Mario because I had a Sega, and you don't know, you have no idea. So if you have one or two friends that have a Master System, then Wonder Boy is popular. If your friends have a Nintendo, then Mario is popular. So little did I know that nobody even really knows Wonder Boy. It's a bit of a cult classic, but Mario is this global enterprise that's had 30 years worth of video games. Wonder Boy's had a couple of games, and then they remade it with Wonder Boy 3. Secret door here. I think we get a sword here. No, it's some advice. Okay, which I don't really need. All right, but there is a chance to get a sword here with a hidden boss fight. These bats, man, just like in Kadash, bats will always mess me up. Cool, we got our life back with a heart. When you kill enemies, they give you power-ups as well, and that's something cool that you see in a lot of modern games, but not a lot of these old games where you'd kill enemies and they'd spawn items. You didn't see that often. I think there's some gold there. Maybe if I go up here, there's a boss. Is it up there? Or is there something up there? No, some coins. A little bit like the hidden block in Super Mario, you can get coins from hidden areas. So this is a little less obvious. This is a boss fight. This is like a strange jester demon. But again, not too hard because he's only got 2 health. Or 3 health. So I should be able to hit him with a couple of tornadoes if he comes down. Come on down. There we go. Not too hard at all. And we've upgraded our sword, which is important. As you go on, you need better and better weapons. Alright, so we're still on level 2, and as you can see, much bigger than level 1. I think there is a coin on the tree? No. One here? No. I'll keep doing it until I find one. There's got to be one around here. Over here, you can upgrade your boots. So because we didn't pick up the boots before, you can get the cloth boots this time. And you can visit this nurse and she'll heal you. But, yeah, no, let's not get that because we want the boots. Take care. Thank you. Oh, I didn't do any voices. I should have. What a shame.
Welcome. May I help you?
You may. Cloth boots. Thank you. You're welcome. See, look, you sell one pair of boots and you shut up shop. What's the deal? I guess it's Monsterland and, you know, times are hard, so they just make do with what they can. Now, this is the kind of game that if you saw these days, you wouldn't really look twice at it because it looks like any kind of Japanese platformer style game that any university student could make. But at the time, it was a bit of a classic just because of what I was saying. It had the role-playing component to it with the upgrades and all the secrets and the little dialogue and so on. And it really stood out, especially to me. And I learnt a lot of my drawing techniques from the manuals in these games. So the little characters, I love the way they're drawn, and I based a lot of my swords and sandals drawings around these early ones. Although that changed later, but oh, so this is like a mushroom man who spawns out little mushroom babies. We're gonna get him, but it's gonna be a bit close. We don't have any tornadoes left. So just like those old games where you have, when you're low on life, you... Oh, okay, we've got a vitality potion, which we only get one of. There we go. And so I've used that now, which is going to be a bit tough for later because I've stuffed up. You might be able to find one later, but it's basically one extra life. Round 2 clear. Great. But yeah, what I was saying is when you get to 1 heart in a lot of these old games, this and I think the early versions of Zelda and so on, you have this beep, 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 beep noise. Who thought that was a good idea? I mean, I understand beep once or twice, but as a game developer, you know, that's not a fun thing for players. It's super annoying, and if anything, it makes you more agitated. So if you're building platform games or role-playing games where you have hearts and lives, don't do that constant alarm when the player is low on health. It drives you nuts. So these guys will often give you treasure, which in the form of points, like that harp, but it's only cosmetic. It doesn't actually give you any particular bonus. But occasionally they'll drop a power-up, which would be nice. Oh no. This is the the Red Knight's castle, and this is a bit of a tough boss. So I don't know if we'll get to him, but we'll try. That clock keeps going down too. It's very tough. It might be a healer we can heal at, because we really need that. Tell you what, it's hard playing games when you're old and tired. You know, it's good as it used to be. I used to be able to play this game and finish it in one playthrough without really... You know, you get hit, but not often. And that's part of being a kid as well, where you only have a few games and you just get really good at them. Now I've got that really annoying sound, but I think behind that door is a medic. But it won't matter because we're dead. It's all over for poor Wonderboy. Game over. That's a weak effort. So I only got to round 3 of 12, which is very disappointing. Not to worry. I just wanted to show you that game. It really was a big part of my childhood. It's replay now, so just pause it. Yeah, big part of my childhood, just like I'm sure many of the games of the last 10 years or so are part of your childhood if you're a little younger than I am. It's funny to think that kids these days can play games like Mario Odyssey and Fortnite, and if they're a little older, even Uncharted or God of War, and to see how far they've come. I almost feel like the early television viewers and filmmakers must have felt when they went from silent films to color to now. You know, the games have come so far since this classic early game, but we still see their influence today in games like Shovel Knight and Owlboy and other classic indie platformers that have become so popular, and they're influenced by standing on the shoulders of giants like Wonderboy and Monsterland. That's it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this video. The next one I'm going to make will be Swords and Sandals 3 Solo Ultratus, and that's going to be a pretty big video. It'll be 40-50 minutes because I really want to get into a deep dive of that, because I've got a lot to say about that game. It was one of my biggest and one of my favorites as well. And in the next week or two, I also would love to do a dev talk on being motivated on building your own game when you're tired, because that is hard, and it can be very hard to stay the course when it stops being fun, but very important to remain motivated. And I've got a few little tricks that I can potentially show you. All right, until next time, bye for now.